Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Everyday Psychic Radio. This show features healing and guidance and readings for everyday people just like you to find your way to your highest self and living your best life. Featuring Psychic Jennie McDaniel and your host, Drew Pillow.
Hi, everybody. This is Jennie McDaniel. You're used to hearing Drew's voice, and he'll be joining us later on. But until now, you have myself and our lovely friend June Love. How you doing, June?
Hey there, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here. Thank you for
sound
allowing
good.
me to come every month. I appreciate it. I love it. I love the energy. It's fun and good. I'm glad you can hear me very well.
Yeah, and while we're waiting for the phone lines to fill up, I thought I'd have you introduce yourself, June. You come on once a month, like you said. Tell everyone what you get into.
So I am a Reiki master practitioner. I certify Reiki practitioners as well. So I call myself a spiritual therapist. Help with your business, your career, your personal life. Just bringing everything into oneness, bringing harmony to your mind, body, and spirit, because you have to know, well, what am I doing spiritually? What is my work? What am I called to do? And and how does that coincide with what I do now? And how to bring myself into fullness, of who I am. So finding ourselves through different, modalities and tools and So, I do, just different things to help people tap back in touch with their body. Like, what do I really want without everyone else's thought process in the way? So I help you with your
helpful.
Blocks. So I help you with your blocks, and so you can move forward in what you want to do, and not necessarily what we or anyone else wants you to do.
And generally speaking, a healer that specializes in something like that, they've often broke down a lot of constructs themselves, and then they come back to the table and help other people go ahead and take a look at that.
100%. 100%. Energy workers are just people. I won't say just. We are people. We're people with interesting and beautiful gifts. We embrace them, those gifts, but we are people. We are who we are. We're still just like you, not just. I'm learning not to say just. I've been hearing that word just is not a good word. It's kind of a condescending word, because we're not just humans. You know what I mean? We're not just psychics or you call it people who channel information, people who have the gift of sight to see what's happening in your space right now. But we all have these gifts. And sometimes we're just lost. Like, I don't supposed to be doing this. The world says I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. But what you do for yourself to help yourself is your business. Nobody can tell you what type of shaman or what kind of shaman you are. You're a shaman to yourself. We're our own shamans. We have our own rituals, what we do, whether we get up and brush our teeth and say our mantras or say our intentions. Those are our rituals, our devotional time. That's what Christians call it. Devotional time, same thing, just a different word. And just kind of getting rid of a lot of programs we have about how we are supposed to live as, human solar beings, because we have this physical body with all this energy flowing. We're just nothing but a ball of energy. But,
literally.
And, just looking beyond our physical body, our physical aspects, and looking deeper. And to turn that part on is one of I would call my jobs as an energy worker, an energy healer, because I know what it's like to not understand or believe any of this stuff. I believed it even though I was experiencing it, but I just thought it was an illusion. I realized, this is real. I need help. So here we are, Jennie. How is that for you? How has this journey for you, once it had truly been a realization that, hey, I have to do something with these gifts I have, even though, the world says we can't do this and that. called all kind of different names. But getting through that, getting through all of that, getting through that massive block that we have as a society, how has it been for you since you just let it go?
Well, it gets a hell of a lot easier once you just let it go, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up as a psychic in a middle class Christian white community, I definitely had to keep my elbows up to keep some space for me, because very easily the constructs and the dogma would want to consume me, like religion and you're a girl, you're just a girl. Back to that word. Why don't you're going to get a husband and that'll be all taken care of? No.
We're just saying, just to shut you up, you need to get you a husband so you can shut up.
Yeah, because my parents were too young to have children, and they probably should have waited a bit, and then before you know it, they're exhausted and they're waiting for me to get out, and that's not full parenthood. Sure, you have to have tough love and what have you, but no, your job is to kind of take care of them until they're 18 to 22. I think that's a pretty typical age, don't you think?
I think it is very much, very, very much. I told my children different. I said, you know what? You don't have to leave, at 20 or 18 or, you don't have to leave. You can come home. I'm still here. You don't have to, we have to coexist together. We're going to put all of our resources together, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do that. But you don't have to leave just because society says, you're a man when you leave at 18. That's crazy.
Yeah, because if you want to go to college,
right.
It is. If you want to go to college, go ahead and get that free rent. It's going to save you upwards of $20,000 the first year.
I'm telling you. Well, my daughter goes to University Irvine, and she lives on, what do you call that? I said on base. I'm still military.
She lives on campus.
On campus. Yeah. So she lives on campus, and but she still lives here. She still has a room here, whatever.
Cool.
My son, he moved and went to college, and he doesn't live on campus. So it's really interesting to see how, if you want to come home, you can come home. That's what I'll let them know. Like, you don't have to do that. I know you can take care of yourself, but what if you can't one day? Come home.
Mom's here.
Mom's here. So, yeah, I think it's crazy to push our children out before they're ready. I mean, if they're ready, they're ready. I was ready. I left. Right.
Me too. Totally. You're ready, you're ready. Everyone's different.
Yeah, everyone is different.
Should we get a call in here, June? Start us off with one? Anyone who's listening, if you'd like to speak with myself and June, go ahead and hit that 1. That's going to put you in the host queue to be able to be answered here. We do have someone that has pressed the number 1, and we're going to bring them on. We have area code 478. 478, can you hear us? Hi there.
Hi.
What is your name and what's your question?
My name is Tamara from Georgia, and I am moving, but I was planning on making a 2-part move, like staying over in a town for like a month or 2, and then making the second part. And I was wondering, how do you think I would be if I just went straight on through? Like, I don't even want to stop at this point. I'm just like, let me just go. But I don't know if I can make it that far out. So I was just wondering, how do you figure, or just be better if I did broke it up?
June, do you want to go ahead with this one, or shall I?
I'll go with this one. I have okay. So the first thing is, with these 2 questions, which one do you feel most at peace with?
I don't know. I think my nerves is getting to me. I just want to go on, just get it over with. But it would be better if I broke it up. But I don't want it to be a waste of time if I did that. I want to be productive in those 2 months, get a little job for a couple of months. And
I will tell you something, sister. I will tell you something. Either way, whichever way you go, you're going to get wisdom from it.
Okay.
So my point is that when you're going to get wisdom from something, this is one of those experimental things you're doing. Because you're like, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if this is, I'm taking a chance. I'm taking a risk, which risks are wonderful when you feel the need to do it. Either way, you're going to get wisdom from this situation. And I do see creation coming up because you have this vision of what you want. So you are going to create something. Something is going to come out of this. Something you're going to manifest that which you desire. But there's a message you're going to get too. So this is probably what's happening right now, the wisdom. This is like a divine path for you. You have to go through it one way or another. Either way, whether it's a good experience or not a good experience, it's wisdom for you to go to the next level. So it's whichever one you choose. Either way, you're going to get
thank you. Yeah.
Go ahead, sister.
No,
you have something else
it seems like either way it is, I can't get around this whatever I'm picking up. So yeah. All right.
Yep. I'm going to throw a little energy your way, Tamara. I'm just going to kind of run a cooling energy over your nervous system and your adrenal. I'm going to go ahead and lock in some energy and some gravity into that root chakra. Whenever we move, we can always use a little help around the root chakra to get us landed as efficiently and as steadily as possible. And I'm just soothing out the nerves, just going through the nerves and flushing out the adrenals because worry isn't going to change anything. Like June said, you're going to learn no matter what you do, and listen to your soul. If you feel like you can get out of this trip in the middle, go ahead and get out of it. If you feel like it's required for your breaking the trip up, do that too. But they're giving me the impression that going straight through would be okay too. So again, look at look at the practicality of it. It's all just not mystical and energetic. It's very practical. If you do need that, stop, take it. It's practical. But if you don't, sideswipe it and come maybe revisit the idea again later or whatever. Because I do feel your intention of wanting to get there and be there, and that is very normal when the root chakra is up in the air. That's what happens when we move. You have to move it. You have to shake it.
Right.
So sending you all kinds of grounded out energy. We appreciate you. Enjoy that trip, turn it into curiosity, use that creative energy like June was saying that you have, and enjoy the space. We appreciate you for calling.
Thank you for having me. God bless you. All right, bye.
Bless you too. Bye-bye.
Lovely energy there.
That is so true, though, right, when you're making that move.
Oh, gosh.
Too, like, just go straight through then. Like, you want to go straight through, go straight through. If you want to go the other way, you can go the other way too. But
I always make big plans for myself. I'm like, I'm gonna move across the country and I'm gonna stop in Nebraska for a month and I'm gonna hit Arizona. And then when I get going, I'm like, just get me where I'm going. I'm not that transient anymore. When I was 17, 18, 19, it was a different story. But now I'm like, just get me where I'm going.
I just need to go straight through if I have to, or I can sightsee. But like you said, I'm there too. Like, just go straight through if you don't want to go through all of that.
Get my root chakra somewhere stable, just to get me thinking straight. Because when that root chakra gets off, it's hard to think straight sometimes. It's really hard to think wackadoodle.
Because you're worrying too much anyway.
Worrying too much. Can't see. Can't hear. Yeah, it's true. Well, we've got someone on the call here that we're going to take. The area code is 714. So 714, you're on the air with June and Jennie. What's your name and what's your question?
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hi,
my name is Celia.
What's your name?
Lopez from California. Celia.
Celia. All right.
Yes,
all right. What's your question
for us?
Thank
you so much. I have a lot of gratitude for this call.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. We have gratitude for you.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, my question is, I'm kind of in between figuring out if I've been married for 26 years, not happy. I was just wondering if this is going to be the correct decision to move forward, and if you see somebody in the horizon for me, or is this supposed to be my soulmate?
Let's just take a look at this. If you're in a marriage, your spirit guides are stepping forward right away, and we'll hand it over to June to see what she sees in a moment here. But right away, your spirit guides are stepping forward and saying, after 26 years, if there hasn't been enough movement to where you're satiated and satisfied in the relationship, you gave it a go, girl. You definitely tried. That is definitely a superior amount of time to hold space, look, learn, see what the other person wants to grow and move through, see what they don't want to grow and move through. If you're deciding, I didn't hear all that you said, but I am getting the impression you're thinking of leaving the marriage or have already even decided to do that. They're showing green lights with that. Mm-hmm. We're not in the business of telling people to leave their husbands, but when the energy is like this, we can't not agree with you. In your higher self and your spirit guides are saying the very similar thing, which is it's part of your karmic nature to not settle in just okay relationships. Your karma is to come in and find your equal, whatever that is for you. So in order to gain that, indeed, you'd have to end the current situation you're in, which is telling the universe that you're serious. And once the universe knows that you're serious, it's going to hand you a bunch of curveballs so you can heal all kinds of situations that kept you in a pretty unproductive relationship for 26 years. This is going to look at your insecurities, your self-confidences. This is very normal. Don't feel shame about this. This is the process of healing, is to look at the yucky stuff that kept us in situations where we felt stagnant, whatever. So they're saying, of course there's someone on the horizon, but you better believe that you're going to want to do some healing before you wrap another one around your finger, because what if you make the same mistake again? They're saying there's going to be healing there. So of course there's someone on the horizon, but there's about 19 steps before you get there, and you'd be wise to go ahead and take a look at this stuff to loosen lots of heavy energy around you. You gained things in that relationship, some heavy energies. It's just how it goes. They're saying if you continue to drop that, your frequency is going to raise, and then you'll bring in someone who's more equal to your energy. So they're saying shine yourself up. You're only going to get the kickbacks in your own life as well as in the relationship you manifest in the future. So we appreciate you for calling. Awesome. June, are you picking up anything there? Oops, I think we dropped June accidentally.
Yes, of course. No, I'm here.
Wait,
I'm here. Hello?
June's here.
Hello?
We got a little something for her?
Yeah, just really quick. Do you see any blockages? I'm trying to manifest a new job where, I just lost my mom in November, and I just want to make sure that she's up in the light with God, Jesus.
Yes, indeed. June dropped off, but indeed, we're just going to give you one more minute here because we do the limited time per person. But indeed, your mom flushed over to the non-physical immediately. She absolutely went right to the light, right to Jesus, right to God. She's coming in and she's saying, there's a bunch of crackling. Go ahead and your mom is saying.
Thank you so much. Gratitude for this call.
Your mom is saying, go ahead and schedule an appointment. We can't get it all in. So go ahead and schedule something and we can actually take an hour and dissect a lot of this stuff. We appreciate you. Have a good day.
Perfect. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, too. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
All right. Excellent. Wonderful call there from the California area. I think she said she was in. And June, do we have you with us?
Yes, it just keeps going in and out. I don't know why it hangs me up and then I come back. It probably is this cord I have. I don't know.
Giving you a little grief. We're not even in Mercury retrograde. Look at what happened.
Right. So yeah.
All right. We hear you fine now. You're nice and clear now. Excellent. Is there anything you wanted to add? Did you pick up on that last caller at all, or should we just go to the next?
I did. Well, let's go to the next. It's okay because it was still the same information, just confirmation.
Cool. Excellent. All right. We have somebody from the area code of 780. 780. You're on the air with June and Jennie. This is Everyday Psychic Radio. Who do we have, and what's your question?
Yes, thank you much for taking my call, and gratitude and blessings and health blessings to all of you there in 2020. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My question is my name is Jay. I'm calling from Canada, and I have a financial thing coming up, a really big one, so I just wonder how that's going to go. Thank you. you ladies.
Well, I'm going to pick up on something here, and we'll hand it over to June if she's got something. What they're having me tell you, and we'll see what June gets, but the first thing they're telling me is, Jennie, you know you can glance at it, but let's be realistic. You know how whimsical and temperamental human egos are. And all human egos possess free will. It's a gift from God. It's part of the incarnation. It's a gift. So when a psychic looks at energy, if you will, what we're seeing is what's happening right now. It's very important that we don't bank on even our deepest notions, because especially when it has something to do with somebody else's choices, because you don't get to control as much as I'd like to sometimes, although I know that's not the way to heart and learning. But what they're saying is it looks good. This looks like a positive. You've got a really good running. Again, we can't tell you what someone's going to do with their free will, so we're not going to tell you 100% you got it in the bag. What your spirit guides are suggesting is it looks excellent, it looks fantastic, you're qualified, you're in the running. Go ahead and keep fishing while you're waiting, meaning not all the eggs in one basket, and that's not just to have you fearful that you won't get the job. It's just to cover if in case that human ego picks another human ego to work for them. It happens all the time. Whimsically, something in an interview could change their mind, and the psychic would never see that. It's all free will. So I'm going to hand you over to June and see what she sees. June, you picking up something on our friend Jay here?
I am seeing what I first saw was a lot of fear in this particular. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I saw the.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I saw a lot of fear around whether or not you should do this particular thing or not. But yet I see that you have this energy about doing it. You know, this becoming something big, and I do see that fear there, but I also see the abundance that's in this as well. I feel like something you're going to create from it, or something you're going to take from it, that's going to bring you a lot of clientele or clients or whatever it is that you need from this particular event. So that's what I have.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thanks for calling, Jay. We're going to send you all kinds of energy. And just remember, fear is the opposite of love. If you want positive outcomes, have positive thoughts. We appreciate you calling, neighbor from Canada. And you have a lovely day. Put you on mute here so you can continue listening to the show. All right, June, how you doing?
I'm great.
I appreciate working with you. It's always such a pleasure to revamp my energy with yours. I, again, just love the energy you put out, and you're always such wonderful readings and direct and helpful and beneficial, and I appreciate you. So
Thank you very much.
What we're going to do here is we're going to take a moment and we're going to have a commercial, and we will be back in 1 minute.
You are listening to Heart Over Ego Radio. We are a network of shows with a lineup that's sure to raise your vibrations and guide you into your best life. Tune in on Sundays to Everday Psychic Radio. On Mondays, it's the Alchemy Sisters. Tuesdays, it's Radical Spirituality. On Wednesdays, it's All for One is Love. And on Fridays, take a listen to Rain Radio. Amazing shows produced just for you 5 days a week, only on Blog Talk Radio. This is a Heart Over Ego Radio production.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jennie, and we had the lovely June Love. This is Everyday Psychic Radio. We're here every Sunday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. We do readings for you out of the kindness of our hearts. And if you're ready, June, we're going to jump right back into it. We got a caller from the 954. Caller from the 954. We have you on the air. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, this is Mary. I'm wondering what you see coming up for me regarding health and relationship.
All right, let's take a quick look here. Well, first of all, before I can see, they're having me do energy work. So this usually is just the first indicator, and we'll hand it over to June and see what she gets with her cards. But just for right now, everyone following along, listening with your beautiful, strong minds, please put some energy toward Mary, because what we're doing is we're clearing out some stress and anxiety. It looks like it's attached to both of these topics that you're looking at, your health and your relationship space. So before they're even giving me any information, they're simply saying, first things first, we're going to have to clear the slate here. There is some karma, anxiety, stress, fear, all kinds of things. This is just normal. It's what we ask for when we incarnate. So I'm just clearing your adrenals because they look kicked. So anything you can do to help soothe your nervous system, vitamin B complex, Epsom salt baths, just deep breaths, because what they're saying is if you continue putting energy and focus in on the neutralizing of the stress and anxiety, you're going to see some kickbacks in your health. I'm not getting tons of details. We just simply don't have enough time for me to dig in real deep here. It's designed to go ahead and take a look off the top, but believe me, June and I both charge very reasonable amounts of money. We want a full-on session. I charge $50 an hour. We can dig deep, but what they're saying at first is start with your anxiety and stress. They're saying it's normal to have stress when you're dealing with health stuff. Again, I'm not getting all the details, but what they're saying is that stress is feeding. Watch your sugar. Sugar feeds anything in the body that's in discord. So what they're saying is start there. We can't tell you exactly what is going to happen with your health because you're in the process of determining it right now. It does look like you're battling with some things. Again, not all the details, but they're saying first things first. Put ice on your fear. Again, normal to have fear when you're going through this, but this is the conundrum of healing, is to stop typical mind patterns that have gotten us oftentimes in these situations in the first place. Again, there's lots of contributors, but what they're saying is start in your mind. That's going to be it. That's going to put ice on your nerves. That's going to give you a nice clear slate. I'm going to see what June's got for you. She pulled you any cards here. June, did you grab any cards for her?
I did. I definitely, to make it very short and to the point, is there are a lot of yeses happening at this time. Like, these are a lot of things we want. These are things that we desire. And we can have those things, but what our higher selves, creator, or your purpose is calling for your joy. It's like, to really find joy, you're usually by yourself. You're usually alone for a while. Not to say you have to be without someone, but you're just alone, tapping into your frequency, tapping into your what you desire for you. You desire to experience joy and happiness and peace. And so there's some places where you need to find peace in those areas, or you're going to draw energy that is conducive to fear, conducive to, I got to hurry up, I got to do it, and so you're in a space of healing. You're changing your perspective about certain things. So I do hear time. So I do hear, things will happen to you quickly. I do see that you're around people that you would not normally date. So first, find out what you really desire that make you feel like the goddess you are, and that you're complete before you start looking or accepting. And just play your cards close to your heart, and that's what I feel.
Thank you very much, June. That was beautiful. Mary, we're going to send you with some light and love. And just remember, positive mindset is going to change it all for you, amongst other things. We appreciate you. All right. Yeah, that was I'd like to give her a full hour. That's why I always say, this 5 minutes is just really tip of the iceberg. It really is just kind of scratching something at the surface. You don't always have to pay for a session to get a healing. You can dig in deep yourself. And that's what I like to encourage everyone to, like June said, figure out what is inside of you, what you're interested in, what you're looking for. I have a couple callers, but they haven't pressed the number 1. So I've got a couple people that are on the line. And if you would like to talk to June and myself, go ahead and press that number 1. That lets us know that you have a question. And it does look like we had one pop up. So let's take this caller here. We have a 901 area code. 901, you are live. What's your name? And what's your question?
My name is Leela. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say hi, ladies.
Hi, Leela.
Hi.
June, do you know who we
and
have
I
here?
love you.
Part of the.
Hi, Leela. Hi, darling.
Hi,
I'm stuck in my car. That's why I'm on mute most of the time. So.
So how are you doing today?
Mm-hmm. I can't really talk about it on air. I'll message you later.
Sure. I encourage everyone.
And it was just phenomenal. And I'm looking at my life today, and I'm like, I think this is also Jennie's fault, but I'll explain it to you off air and leave everybody wondering for the next episode. What happened with Leela? But June, I wanted to say, this is my first time hearing you. I haven't listened to your show yet. I know I'm a bad, code network person, but I love how she asked about two things.
Not at all.
And you guys told her about, her whole life. Her guides must have been sitting there okay, so we have things to say now. I love that.
Yes. So do you have a question?
You don't have any questions?
I don't have a specific question. June, would you like to pull a card for me? Is there something that is popping up? My guides get really chatty too, so.
I did pull. I had pulled cards for you, so that's why I was wondering if you had a question. I figured that it would more than likely connect with what I pulled. Well, what I pulled, you're definitely in this space of forgiveness. It's a realization. When we let go of something or something has completed, something is finished, and then we are coming to a realization about who we are, where we are, who's around us, and the triggers that pop up when we're around those people and we realize, God, I need to forgive some of these people. I need to forgive myself, and maybe people need to forgive you. But you find this peace, and you've been tapping into this inner peace with yourself, and coming out, opening yourself to come out. This transformation is bringing you out even more, spreading your wings. You're I thought I was stretched all the way out, and you realize I'm actually stretched even more. I can do more. I'm more than this right here. And so that's what I'm seeing for you right now. So I definitely feel this deep peacefulness, deep forgiveness, and really, really letting go so you can soar even more.
Beautiful.
I don't have to tell you that you're spot on, but I will tell the listeners that June is spot on. That's exactly where I am right now.
Yay.
So thank you.
I love to hear that. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Leela. I'll put you on hold here.
Bless you.
Leela is with Naomi on Fridays here at Heart Over Ego Radio. It's a network. We have about 6 shows a week. Leela and Naomi are on Fridays. Rain Radio, it's magic. They've got nuggets of information. Any podcast app or Google, if you punch in Heart Over Ego, it's going to bring you to Blog Talk. It will. You can also punch it in on podcast apps, Heart Over Ego Radio. You're going to get an earful. We have some of the most skillful, in my opinion, healers and teachers available. And today we have June Love with us. She's here one Sunday a month, and we're so happy to have her here. And again, Leela's on Fridays with Naomi. Naomi, check them out. And it looks like we have another it looks like we have a couple callers. One's calling from Skype, and we have a 619 area code. If either one of you would like to communicate with myself, Jennie, or our lovely guest, June, just go ahead and press 1. I'm not sure if that's available on Skype, so I'm just going to answer the Skype one. So we're going to go with that. We have somebody calling from Skype. Can you hear us? Anybody there? No? Let's see. Nope. I think that either fell off or something happened. But either way, 619, if you want to talk with us, go ahead and pick one, choose one. If you don't want to, we're just going to continue talking and communicating about all the good stuff that there is to be had while we wait for a couple more callers to call in. June, do you want to talk about the chakras a little bit? I know that's one of your specialties. And actually, we did just get 619 to go ahead and hit the number 1. So let's take this call, and then after that, we'll go into the chakras. And you and I love talking about that.
Yes,
so
yes.
We have 619. 619, you're on the air with June and Love. Where are you calling from? Who are you, and what's your question?
Hi, great afternoon. My name is Shayawana. I'm calling from San Diego.
Shayawana!
Hello.
That's my dear, wonderful friend. And she's a Reiki 2 practitioner under Beyond Reiki Healing and Beyond. I have so many Beyond, like Beyond Tarot. Tarot and Beyond. What is it? Beyond Tarot? Yes, Beyond Tarot. I have so many different things. But thank you for calling in, Shayawana.
You're welcome. Yes. Well, I am currently thinking of starting a YouTube page, doing my own tarot readings, and I was just wondering, is there anything you can see in the cards for me?
Sister, would you start with this one, please?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yes. I see green lights flashing everywhere, and that's my sign from Spirit to go, 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 go. Now, this is where they're going to have me beef you up. So when we go into these endeavors, the excitement carries us. And after a few months of going into these endeavors, often the kickbacks aren't as quick as we would like them to be because we're humans and we want it yesterday. So what they're saying is, keep diligence in the pot and keep stirring it, and you will continue to get past that slump that often happens and often knocks us off our game quite often because we feel like we're not getting through to people. If you ever feel like that, just know that that is a test. That is putting your feet to the fire and moving past it, and always improving and taking criticisms if we need to from friends that we trust and stuff. But yes, they're saying get yourself out there. This will not be your first lifetime being in front of people on camera. They're showing a shitload of past lives where you were a performer in theater and on film. It looks like you even liked to incarnate in what we would call, this is fun, ancient Greece and be on stage and writing of the play. They're just showing you really in being in this kind of being in front of people energy, and it suits you. So they're saying it doesn't always suit everyone. Some people like more podcasts like this where it's just voice. Some people like to be in front of the camera. They're saying you're going to shine because you've got these parallel or past lives where you were indeed starlight, like you were watched. And so you're bringing it to the table in a beautiful way by saying, okay, what do I love? I love tarot. What do I love? I love healing. Okay, let's get on the camera. And they're saying people will hear you. You will get the word across. Word will spread. Your business will get hot, get more hits. You'll get more appointments. They're saying then, most importantly, your skill will grow because with more practice, we just get better. And so they're saying this is just going to get you in that race and just keep it going because we can't learn enough. We're just, hungry for it. And that's why we incarnate here, is because we just really want to express ourselves and learn and grow. And they're saying you're on a beautiful path of that. And we just green lights and thumbs up all day long on that YouTube page. Or channel, whatever they call it.
Oh my God. I don't even have to say nothing. I don't have to say anything. I'm a witness to this being 100% accurate. So, yeah.
This is awesome. Yeah, Thank you so much.
We appreciate you. We're going to put you on hold here.
And we
what
just
a lovely
send her
energy.
Love and light. And she has her own live, Facebook Live, and her page is Sacred Whispers. Sacred Whispers with Shayawana. I think it's Sacred Whispers with Shayawana Turner or Shayawana. It'll pop up either way. So please go and like her page. She's beautiful. She does readings from your ancestors, and she's very powerful. She is a rated for adults. She's not derogatory, but she's definitely real and strong, and you will definitely love her reading. So she's feeling her way out, and I told her, I said, you're going to be a great success. I had a dream that that people were coming to her while we were walking together about, what do you do? Can you give me your information? And I woke up and told her, you're about to do really great with these readings you're doing. And and then the next day, she received 130 requests for her $10 readings for the first. If it's your first time, it's $10. Her readings are $10. So I'm like, wow. And you hit it on the nose, sister. Thank you so much.
She's got wonderful energy, and it's my life's desire to encourage excellent healers to show the world what they got. Yes. It's so common that we have witch wounds and revolutionary wounds where we've been kept down and oppressed and repressed and suppressed, and now is the time to break through that and get out there, even if it's just doing occasional sessions here and there. It's something, and that's where we start. We start with little and we get big, and that's the process of it. Very exciting.
So, okay. Energy is up there now. Come on, next caller. We ready for you.
Let's manifest them in. It's like when Drew is hosting, we have a shit ton of callers, and then when I'm hosting,
he's just awesome. We just give him
he just brings it in.
Right now. He does. He just does it. So we appreciate his energy still being here. We appreciate it. And but we do talk a lot. We talk because we need to talk so people can understand, and it's still like a reading for them. Still nuggets for all of us actually, because we're learning as we're speaking, we're channeling. You guys are really getting a lot of good medicine, beautiful tools, transformative tools as well. I mean, that's something that's given that we all should be able to live without fear of how we're being. Like, this is me, y'all. This is me. And to be able to do that wherever you are is a challenge, but that's one of the things that we are responsible for. That's where our prosperity is. Our prosperity is in our authentic self. We're so fearful of doing that. That's when we come around. We're talking about the chakras. And so I want to talk about just a particular one, which is that solar plexus, about, we have a right to give ourselves the power that we give others. And when we're trying to please everyone, when we're pleasing everyone, every time we please someone, we minimize who and what we desire. Every single time we just pull ourselves more and more away from who we are when we deny saying yes to ourselves, which may be no to them. We don't want to say no. I don't want to hear no. That's why I don't want to say no. And so our solar plexus now is overactive because now we're feeding a whole bunch of energy to the root chakra. Not to say the sacral is affected too, but the root chakra now is ready to fly. It's ready to run. It's ready to. That fear just sets in because it's like, oh my God, I can't be who I am. Then it's stemming from something in your past, something that happened. And then we go back to that place, and then we come back and say, oh, it's because of this situation that happened, and I feel like I have to please everybody because everyone says, don't be yourself, you're embarrassing me. Remember that, y'all? And so it affects our power, empowerment, our right to use our ability to be ourselves, which is our power.
Agreed. That solar plexus is one that comes up every session of mine, it seems like, for me and my clients. It's a power punch, and what we're getting an opportunity to do is heal it. It's coming up for good reason. Clearing that chakra is going to give you more power than you could ever imagine, because what it does is it starts to bolster your insecurities and fear, and those are the number one killer of dreams.
Yes, it is.
It just gets in the way. It keeps us down. Right. It does, and it grows. It does. It grows and grows and grows.
Virus.
And caution is a better way to describe. People say, well, what am I supposed to do? Just not care? No. You can care. Just fear is a certain edge energy word, so to speak, where caution is going to come in as aware, not expecting the worst, just watching, checking it out. Caution is going to get you everywhere. Fear will close you down and have you not getting word from your spirit guides. It'll have you making choices based on anxiety, and that's just not the best choice. So this world has done its job in the way of breaking us down and spoon feeding of fear between society and the church and our parents' expectations. You said it. Hey, kid, act right. Well, what's right for an 8-year-old? Certainly not like a 30-year-old.
Absolutely.
And it's just because they're tired. They're tired and they want us to act right. And I'm not saying that they had no reason to be tired, but, acting right at 8 is difficult because what is that?
I remember 8. See, the thing is that some of us a lot of us forget that age at 8, like moments. I know I have a gift to remember moments of almost every age that, from age to now. I have a memory of every, so I can relate to, like when I was 8, what I was thinking. I was absolutely aware. I didn't understand everything, but I was absolutely aware of my now. Or when you're 8, you're in your now mostly until you go to TV, be somewhere else. But mainly we was right there, looking at and observing everything.
And I think, and I don't know, and we got a caller, we're going to get to the caller at 312 in a second, but I just wanted to say, I think, and I haven't studied child psychology, but I'm pretty sure that at 8, our parts of our brain get really formed. So I remember becoming very conscious at 8, and that's when I got my first downloads of past lives and stuff like that. Something special happens at 8. I'm not sure exactly all it is.
We need to check that out. I think I'm going to go to my 8-year-old time. Because I remember, it's first grade, something like that, right? Somewhere in there.
Second grade, something like that, yeah.
First or second grade, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, next, let's do this. This is beautiful.
All right. We have a caller from the 312. 312, what's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi,
what's your name and what's your question?
Chicago? Oh,
hi, Karen.
I'm from Chicago. My question is, I want to know what you see, if you see any type of work coming up for me. I'm looking for work and haven't been too successful. Been on a lot of interviews.
You've done a lot of interviews? Good. Okay. We'll have June shuffle up her cards, and I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you, too. And the very first card I pull for you is the Emperor card. So what this is telling me is you're more than capable. You are probably even sitting at the top of the line with your skill. I'm not exactly sure what you do. They're not giving me tons of details, but the very first card that I pull is the Emperor card. So this is just simply for me to remind you of where you stand, your competency. Talk about solar plexus, remind you of who you are, and getting that confidence, that good, solid confidence going, because this is going to help bring in that job more quickly. So just remembering who you are, and it looks like you're doing what it takes. So if someone's looking for a job and they're not putting in resumes, we have a problem there, but it looks like you're putting in resumes and you're moving forward. So a matter of time, just they're saying just to bring it in more quickly, just remember who you are. And just because it's taking a long time isn't an infringement of how skillful you are. So just keep that good, positive energy going. It's a matter of time before something lands. Let's see if Miss June Love has found any cards for you. June Love, you got something for our friend here?
I did. So I have this creative, you have this creative energy going on with you. So, and you also have this block. Let me tell you, you have a block. Now, the block can be, you can go around it. It's something that is not stopping you. It's, when I say stop, when I say block, I mean there may be another way you can look at the situation. So it looks like you created something, or you're creating something, or you want something in particular. So it's going to bring growth, though, like this. And I don't exactly know what's blocking you. And it could be paperwork. It could be something that you're creating in your mind, and you probably need to be more relaxed. To be more relaxed, and you're going to see something. You're going to see something you're going to see something that maybe you messed up on something, or you missed an email. you may have missed an email or something like that in regards to one of those jobs. Whatever it is that you wanted to do is going to bring growth. So whatever it is that you want to do that you know is going to bring growth, that's the one you need to go to. So if you was doing something else, then you may need to go and do what it is that you actually thought of before. That's going to bring you blessings, but you wasn't sure if it was or not. But if you go ahead and go that direction, it's going to bring great growth for you. So it's going to bring abundance to you. So that's what I see on your choice.
Thank you, Karen. We appreciate you calling from Chicago, the Windy City, the Shy. Shy. I grew up north of Chicago in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and believe me, it was the only outlet for culture I had. We'd drive the electric train down and get some of that museum action. It's nice.
I have to visit, you guys. It's crazy. I'm a black woman rather, and I have not visited Chi-Town yet. What's going on?
Oh gosh, the pizza and the art alone is worth it. You know, I saw one of my most favorite exhibits on the planet. It is my favorite exhibit on the planet, and I'm really into art, and I love it. I don't really perform it in a traditional way in this lifetime, but I just really appreciate it, and I've been an artist many times, and my most impressionable experience with art was when I was at I think it was the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry. Maybe it was just the Art Museum, I think. I forget what it's called. But there was an exhibit of tapestries made in the time of Jesus that took 13 years to restore. So they had ran across a bunch of tapestries from 2,000 years ago in the time of Jesus. Most of them depicted stories of Jesus, and they weren't like your skinny little hippie tapestries. They were big ass rugs on the wall. I mean, they were really thick, so it took a long time to restore. These beautiful images because they were just simply so old. And so I went to this exhibit, and I was really super stoked because I love Jesus and I love tapestries and I love textiles, and I was so excited. I couldn't get in the room for 15 minutes. I had to stand at the door and acclimate to the energy before I could walk in. And this is years and years ago. And they had about 16 giant tapestries depicting Jesus, his miracles, his life. There was other ones too with other people in it that weren't Jesus, but the energy was so impressive. If anyone knows where that exhibit is, call us and let us know because I want to go see it again. It might be in a different country or something by now, but this was years and years ago, probably like 16 years ago. So who knows where it's at, but that one was impressive. And when I walked in, the energy was so dense that it felt like there was no air in there. It felt like it was just filled with entities or something. So again, I had to acclimate to get in there, but once I did get in, I was really enjoying Jesus' timeline, we'll call it.
That's interesting. I wanted to ask you, how old were you?
How old am I?
No, how old were you when you went there? When you did
probably like 28.
Okay,
like
that's interesting you said 28 because my first, when we're talking about the 8-year-olds, my first encounter was at I think it was the Los Angeles Amphitheater. I think that's what it was called. I can't remember which one it was, you guys. I'll find out later. But I went to see the Nutcracker with my class. We had a what do you call those? Where you have a field trip. And so we had a field trip, and everybody was sleeping, you guys. I mean, everybody, all of my classmates, and we had a mix. In LA, you have a mixture of children. But I was the only one. Me and my teacher were the only ones up. She was looking, and I was looking at the same time, like everybody sleep except me. I was so enthralled of the stage. And I have been on stage. My mother put me on stage and stuff like that, but it was just something about watching that entire, the Nutcracker on stage, the entire, I think, was it 60 minutes maybe? I don't even remember. And we were the only class in there while they were doing a practice run. And it was just breathtaking. I'll never forget. So that changed my life, and it's interesting. I was 8 years old. That's what I do. I like orchestra. I love orchestra. I love all those instruments, everything.
That's so cool because they're showing me some of the flashes that I told your friend who called and asked about the YouTube channel. They're showing some similar parallel existences. Of course, you've been on stage in front of a camera, theater. They're showing all the way. They're saying, get this one. You're going to like this one. They're saying you were a gypsy, so it looked like you had the Roma traveling family, and you were a performer. So where you guys would set up your wares, so Grandpa would be selling his oils, and Brother would be pickpocketing, teasing, and then you'd be dancing. You got to make a living. And so what they're showing is you really enjoyed all levels of being on stage. So anywhere down from a small enterprise like a small gypsy caravan all the way to they're showing something fun. There's no coincidence that June's near LA this lifetime and she sticks around there because they're showing some really cool images of like 1930s and 40s playing around in LA and Hollywood. Wow. So they're just saying you've got a lot of, I guess we'll call them parallel lives near there, but one of which they're showing some performing in the 30s and 40s, and that's when, in my opinion, one of the better times of Hollywood, just because of the energy of it and what have you. But anyway, you've played around there, and you love it, and it's in your blood.
It is. It really is, you guys. It really is. It's something when a person can read you and not know your family, and you know your family tree, and it's like, oh my gosh, we have performers, we have stage managers. My mother was a stage manager. My father was a DJ. So it's like, oh my God, I was meant to do this, and running away from it, and it just keeps coming back. And I finally found one of the loves of my life, which is production. I even have a company, Transcending Love Productions, and I do video and stuff like that. And now I'm going as a stage manager, doing wonderful shows, having a good time, looking for a hire. Someone hire me, you guys. I love it. And I love it. I'm very good at it. So I'm paid good money for it. So that's just incredible. Thank you so much, sister, for that. Thank you.
Yes. And we have another caller. Shall we take it?
Wonderful. Yes, we should take it.
We got a caller from the 520. 520, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question?
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm just calling to listen, and I apologize if I hit the line.
That's okay.
So sorry.
No, it's totally cool. Put you back on mute and you can listen to the show. So, I have some interesting energies. Speaking of bearing one's soul on live air, I struggle with getting in front of people in the visual. Now, I have zero problems with podcasts. I have zero problems with one-on-one. But my teacher told me many years ago, he's like, do you want to know why you're obsessed with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, because you've been sought out and killed for your view, your ideas, your revolutionary energies. So that kind of sticks with you, when they take you out. It sticks with you a little bit, so you come in with just a caution. It can easily turn to fear, but I manage it, and I keep it at caution. Some of us have a lot of past lives like myself in front of a camera, and then there's a few that kind of flip me out of that line of energy simply because of just, choices and how happenstance and people's egos and stuff, because I've noticed that I don't usually go with the average status quo, and that sometimes rubs up against people the wrong way. And I can imagine myself doing it in a lot of parallel lives. And the word heretic comes to mind. And the amount of time that I've been called a heretic is ridiculous, even though I'm one of the most hurtful individuals you meet. But religion generally.
And you may, on the flip side, have been a heretic. You have experience being a heretic. We have experience being that opposite, that people are afraid that I am. I was before in another lifetime. I know I probably was Snow White's witch. I turned into a dragon and shit. Like, you had to kill me and stab me in the heart, take it out, and all this stuff. You would have maybe, I could have been. I wouldn't be surprised of that flip side, because on the light side, I stay in the light. Like, we stay in the light because we can go in that place. Like, we all can go in this space, speaking about our flip side of our dimensions and things of that nature. We can balance our tables, our own karma, by dealing with our things in the light, like you're doing right now. You know, even our smallest fears that came from that other side over there, like what happened to us. And I do hear this forgiveness going on, forgiving the person who did that, because it was someone you trusted. And so there was someone very close to you that did that, because of their views, felt like I got to take this person out before they do this to this. They're going to mess up the plan or whatever that is. So you was in a very high political arena, and so that person next to you is like that Brutus Caesar deal. But because of your bloodline and the next lives after that, you stay focused on growing. Like, okay, this is happening to me, but I still have to go to this next level for my spiritual growth. I can't be afraid of what happened, even though you were and now you're not. You're like, I got to do this. Because you're doing it already. You already have your show ready for that. You know, you can't help it. I have to do this because this is for the betterment of not only my bloodline, but the betterment of mankind, to continually be free thinkers. Like, we have to stay, because they don't want us to be free thinkers.
No, because we're dangerous in that way. We've got another caller. Should we take another caller?
Yes,
cool.
please.
Yeah.
Please.
The words and wisdom is dangerous to the oppressors, you know, just like education.
Really is. So
looks like we've. Yes, for sure. Well, and then, you know, it's we come here to overcome these fears. All come as the fear and the curiosity, and they're there for good reason. We ask to come in and shift that.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we got the 203. What is your name? Where are you calling from, and what's your question?
Hi, my name's Pat from Connecticut. First time caller, so hi. Do you just take any question?
Sure.
Okay. Been doing a lot of healing, and I'm actually worn out a bit. But what's getting me down, I'm sorry if there's wind, I'm not walking my dog. What's really wearing me down is my dog's had financial health issues this year, and we're looking at 2 more possible surgeries. And financially, I don't have the sources. I'll have to put everything on a charge. And I'm just, you know, with all the healing I'm doing, all the work, this is tough. It's like, you know, I'm handling a lot. This is hard for me to handle. Just not, finances have not been good.
Let's have us take a look, and we're going to put you on mute for the wind, but we're still going to talk to you, and we'll unmute you in a second. But let's just take a look here, Pat. Do you want to start us off, June, or shall I?
You can go ahead. I'm still assessing.
Cool. Pat, thank you for calling. We really appreciate you reaching out, and this is what we're here for when people are doing the work and they've reached a place where they feel like they can't get past it. That's when we help you break through. So again, thank you for the opportunity. Let's just take a look here. Yes, we're seeing that you are going through a lot. And when we have responsibilities like animals, kids, husbands, houses, things like this, it can start to get overwhelming even when there's not issues. So we see definitely the push on your already tired soul, so to speak. The push is making it almost unbearable. And so what they're suggesting, now you can be the determiner of if this is interesting to you or if this is something you'd like to do, but just like you're reaching out today to get a little piece of advice, to get some information, to get some help, they're saying maybe you could reach out. People love animals, and I'm sure that there's people around you that would put in $5 or $10. So maybe even consider starting a GoFundMe for the animal surgeries. Now, I don't know if you'll get exactly what you need, but it will help put a little bit of a it'll help. It'll bolster what the cost is. And if you have to maybe charge a little, you can just work on paying that off later, because they're saying in the long run, you love your animals, you took the responsibility, and they do offer you a lot of healing. Now, they're just talking about their diet. So the animal's diet, I don't know what you feed them. We don't have a lot of time to go into it, but what they're saying is just go ahead and tinker around and look around in that, see if there's something that can be moved around, because what we're trying to do is help that there's not going to be surgeries after the 2 more that need to happen, because oftentimes animals' health is like humans' health. It can deteriorate and go downhill. And of course, it's very, very expensive. So they're just showing their diet and keeping your stress levels at bay, because like Cesar Malone will say, your animals are going to pick up on your energies. So I'm going to hand it over to June and see if she's picking up on anything about the doggies. So let's see, June, you got anything for us?
I see an end result where it's like a retreat, retreating into, so that's where you want to be. You want to be in a place where everything is finally finished. Everything is finally where they don't have to continue to suffer and all the bills are paid and taken care of. But I do feel like there's something, it's a way around it. I feel that there are some humane societies that can help you with taking care of that bill. You know, look at some organizations that will really help you. That GoFundMe is a good start too, because then you want to send those GoFundMe. You can talk to them and then say, I do have a GoFundMe. So I am doing doing things to, help with bringing up the funds for them to get this done. What can you do for me, or is there a place you can send me to? So basically you're looking for something outside of where you've been going to. And so I know there's a lot of help out there. So just go ahead and keep tapping into it. But I do see them getting the help that they need. They do. Yep. They have to recover as well. So I don't know if you live in a place where they can retreat, but you may find a place that actually takes animals, for a time and get them recuperated. So I wish you the best, sis. I really do. But I keep your strength up. I do see a resolve. Absolutely. Just like a child needs its parent's strength if they're going through health issues, so does the dog. So we're sending all kinds of energy to Pat to heal her, to help her be in the best space that she can be while she's going through her own emotional things, and helping her dogs with their physical things. Life gets super heavy right now, and we appreciate you calling and reaching out, Pat. We're here every Sunday. This is Everyday Psychic Radio. We're here noon Pacific, and that's 3 Eastern, every Sunday to help people like you, everyone, us, to heal and to be aware and to grow. So, Pat, thank you so much. Pat from Connecticut. So, it is impressive. Have you ever watched that Cesar Malone? I think that's his name, the dog whisperer. Have you ever watched him on the television? I did. Jim? I've watched him it was a long time ago. A long time ago? Yes. He's interesting. He's very, very interesting. Even a lot of whisperers. Any whisperer that I've seen, they really have this incredible. That is the most. I would like to sit and and talk with someone who is a whisperer. They really. It's like a beautiful combination of psychic skill and psychology. Like they're using very practical thoughts, but in a very spiritual way. I really like it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, and I've read article after article on, your animals live in your energy. They're in your home, and just because humans can handle stress pretty well most of the time doesn't mean that animals do, and they are going to be the recipient of our energy. So if you love your kids and you love your dogs and you love your animals, love yourself, because that's a big source of their energy. That's a big source of. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's true. I mean, because our children really can't deal with the stresses, let alone we can deal with it, right? So they definitely really do. Speaking of puppies. I know, right? So they are very, 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 very sensitive, So I'm like, Maxie, I don't know how you live with me. I don't know how you absorb this energy. She neutralizes you. Lord, he does totally. Oh, he's a he. Yeah, the female energy a little different. The energy would be different. It would be even more. Like it'd be too much. So he really, that gang energy is pretty strong, Even though he's a cat too. This is a dog cat, y'all. He's a dog cat.
I've met them. I've met dogs like that. It's usually the smaller ones. But my ex-husband had a giant Rottweiler, 130 pounds, biggest lover you'll ever meet. Thinks it's a cat, rubs up against you, wants to lay across your lap, and would do some cat movements. And I'm like, you are a 130-pound cat.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, June, we don't have any more callers, and I thought maybe we could slide out of here a little early, get us into our next adventure of the day.
Wonderful. I would love to. I had a wonderful time. Either way, I love being on here, and I love, having my Sundays afterwards because I'm just high on this energy and just seeing people, being happy with their information. And some people, if you're not, you can go on to the Heart of the Ego Radio. I think it's the page, right? The Heart of the Ego page or Heart of Ego Radio. She'll tell you.
Heart Over Ego Radio. Yep, Heart Over Ego Radio on Facebook. And if you go to Blog Talk Radio, we're Heart Over Ego. We've got a plethora of shows per week. You'll find some of June's reruns on the chakras on there. And a lot of them are call-ins.
So they can write a question. Sometimes they'll come on the page and then they can say, I wasn't really clear, and they can, get a reading done by either one. That you just let us know which one, and we'll connect with you, and you can go to our pages, and we can help you 100%. I am $55 an hour, by the way, for.
We're both very reasonable, very reasonable, very accessible.
Very reasonable, yes, yes. So thank you so much again, and Jennie, go ahead.
I appreciate you, June, and we will see you in a month from now. We're looking forward to it already. We're going to go ahead and head out of here with a commercial, and I'm actually going to play your intro for our extra for your old show.
Thank you.
Appreciate everyone.
Love and light.
Get ready to manifest your world. Come back to the body to take control of your life. Healing Dove Therapy allows you to release old thought patterns, emotions, and past vows and manifest all your hopes and dreams. Get back to your true and authentic self. This is Transcending Love with your host, Reiki Master and Healing Dove Therapist, June Love.